of the day it is. Here on quarantine open area with a bunch of general game. However, before we get that far, my name is Liam Burrow. I'm the naturalist here in the driver's seat, the hot seat, as they say here on Wendy. The man behind the lens, the one responsible for all of the magic, is the legendary Johan Reinicke. We also have a special guest with us this morning. We have Peter Brad, the CTO for WildEarth TV, in charge of all of the tech.
Hello, everyone.
Just here to suss things out and hopefully have a bit of a look at some wildlife this morning. So let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed. So turning into quite a spectacular day by the looks of things. It is cool, it is very calm, a cloudless sky. That means that this morning is extra fresh. It is quite frosty. But as soon as that sun is up in the sky, I have a feeling that is going to burn off extremely quickly. Anyway, before we get as far as that, we'd love to remind you that we like to keep these drives as interactive as possible. So you are encouraged to keep your questions coming. Ask us anything you can think of in terms of wildlife and the environment. There are a multitude of ways you can actually get your questions through to us. Under the hashtag WildEarth on Twitter is the first. You're also more than welcome to head to our channel page, register, and use the line there. One last, and perhaps one of the most important, if you are a viewer under the age of 18, your questions are equally important to us. We love hearing from young people. Please submit your questions to kidsquestions@wildearth.tv. So that's kidsquestions@wildearth.tv. Keep those questions coming throughout the drive for all of us. The naturalists love to hear from you. Kathy Lee, hearing you loud and clear. Hopefully it is a fantastic Friday indeed. I'm actually surprised to hear that it's Friday. I'm starting to lose track, which means the effect of the bush is working. As I say, though, checking out some spectacular general game to begin our morning here. A nice mixed group of plain zebra, a large group of impala. There also was a lone wildebeest bull. Oh, he's still there. Almost certainly a bull that is either too young to hold a family, or a bull that has held a family but unfortunately lost the rights to mate. Now, for the theory of safety in numbers, he hangs around with these zebra and impala. Better to be in a group with lots of eyes to spot danger. Norm, thanks very much for your comment there. Peter, Norm has said he's honoured to have you in the front seat with us today.
Thank you, Norm.
Peter, very happy to hear that. Yeah, it is going to be a good day. I hope Peter has brought all the luck with him. Let's go out there and see what we can see. There's such an incredible stillness to these dry season mornings. Cool, very stable air, not doing too much movement at all.
Please join me this coming Sunday evening after the Sunset Safari. That's the 26th of June, where I'm going to be doing a town hall to tell you all about the latest locations that are being added on to WildEarth, as well as answer your questions. Just go to wildearth.tv, make sure you're registered, and have your questions ready.
Really enjoying the sounds of a lot of the bird life starting to defrost and wake up this morning. Even though we don't have the bird numbers that we are used to in the summer, there's still an extraordinary variety of exquisite species available at the moment. So, unfortunately, we have said goodbye to our friend, Mr. James Henry, but we have another local fan favorite on drive with us this morning. So I think let's head over to check in and see who is on drive on Rusty.
Good morning everyone, and welcome and a lovely, beautiful morning from myself, Rexon, and BK behind the camera. We come to Central Road here, very interesting on the ground. I'm reading the tracks here, look like Kalumba. She's been here twice, up and down. Look like something happened in the area. I can see twice she's going in the same direction and going back. And from Gari Dam itself, we find the tracks. And shortcut Galaga, find the tracks coming east. Definitely, she's more or less into the area. I believe not far from the point of Central. If we look and track these tracks, we'll be lucky to find Kalumba. It's very interesting, but look like she may bring the cubs in the area. The tracks here look like quite a lot of leopard that moving up and down, heading in the same direction towards that direction. We need to follow this track back to the west. She might head it because the tracks that we find from Garaga Pen itself, it headed east from Gari Dam behind the drainage line. Who knows, maybe a great decker around these drainage lines that Kalumba have made a kill. You never know. Let's try to head back and follow up with these tracks and see if we find this leopard. Very interesting. We find these tracks way back and follow up, and I would love to find this leopard. Jenny, yes, of course. It would be great, unless if she's going in an area where we have no coverage. As you can see, she's going direct. This is called Gari Cut Line. This area we don't have coverage at all. It means this leopard, she might head it straight to the north along this road. If she made a kill, it looked like the tracks is joining right here, moving to the north. We'll check on the big tree. I can see the tracks right here, still continuously heading north. But let's see how far we can get with this fresh tracks of a leopard. Maybe, you never know, she might be right at the top of the tree here, enjoying the morning. Definitely, with the cubs over here, you can see there were lots of playing around here and headed in the same direction. Let's find out. I'm very excited to find this leopard. Definitely they were all here. Let me show you that it can be a very good decision to follow these tracks because they were all playing. If you look at the ground there, you'll see quite a lot of information. There was the leopard, the cubs, or the family. They were all here, playing around. Although if we lose signal, we would like to follow up and see how far this leopard went. Maybe we might be lucky taking us in the area where we can find a good signal. Maybe I believe the way it looked like, she may have made a kill around in the area. Normal leopard, what they do, if they hunt at night, make a kill, they'll go back and join with the cubs and lead the cubs back to the kill. Is what happened here, is what we're reading on the ground here, that exactly what happened. The mother was more to the north, according to the report from Liam, and now she went back to the east, joined the cubs, and head back to the north. Normally, she made a kill in the north. You see. Very, very interesting. I love trekking.
Here at WildEarth, we promised great monthly prizes for our explorers, and this month is no exception. If you join our club before the 10th of July, then you stand a chance to win a fabulous Safari Guide online course brought to you by Bushwise Field Guides. They specialize in accredited safari guide training with courses tailored for the African safari lodge industry. Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer today and don't miss out on this life-changing opportunity.
And coming up in first place and officially named Bilo is Heart's Cub.
Love it. If I show you on the ground here, the tracks, how fresh it is, I believe if we can really scan around here along this road, maybe these leopards are still on the road moving to the, I'll show you on the road, moving straight to the north. Let's take this opportunity and go over to Chris, who is having the opportunity to track something in Pride Land.
We are tracking anything that can warm us up at the moment. It is freezing here at Eco Training Pridelands. Must say, definitely the coldest morning since I arrived on this shift. It is, I don't even want to guess how cold it is. It is Mpo's layered up. He looks like the Michelin man. And my name is Chris. Mpo obviously on cam-ups. We're feeling very chirpy this morning. And our plan today is we're going to wing it. Literally go out in the bush, see what we can find, see what the bush brings out. But in the meantime, let's appreciate another stunning Pridelands sunrise. So welcome back to my old friend Rexon and Tamani. Always a pleasure to learn from your wisdom. A man who knows the Sabi sand literally like the back of his hand. Hi there, Faith. Faith says it's a struggle. Or is it a struggle? To warm up for drive. Faith, I tell you, it was a mission to get out of that tent this morning. It was literally a case of mind over matter. Almost had to like mentally prime myself to just get up. No, it was proper. It was very cold. And especially this first sort of 2 or 3 minutes when the sun just peeks through, the temperature seems to drop even further. That's a thermal action as the rays has not hit us yet. It's still high up in the air and it pushes the cold air down. So we do find that this first minutes as the sun peeks out is actually the coldest of the morning. And then as soon as it reaches treetop height, you can clearly feel how the temperature slowly rises. I don't think we're in for a cold day as such. I think we're rather mild, sunny day from what I can gauge here. So we'll probably pick up, or not pick up, rather lose a few layers probably within the hour. And that's the fun thing about the winters here.
Hi, I am David. I come to you live from the Mana Triangle, all the way from Kenya.
This is not a postcard. This is real sunrise in the beautiful Masai Mara.
We protect and reconnect nature across southern Africa. We bring countries together to care for wild spaces that stretch beyond borders. We protect and restore biodiversity. We prioritize the people living in these landscapes, enabling them to thrive in harmony with nature. We are restoring tomorrow.
Right, I think this is time to get active. Let's go out and bumble around on foot. Talking about bumble, let's see what Liam is up to, who's out on the bumble already.
Can't argue with Chris there. Hope he is enjoying a little bit of a defrost from the rising morning sun there in Pridelands. It must be frosty. So yeah, good luck warming up, Chris. We are well on our way this morning. Now down in the southwest corner of the Juma property. Basically just checking for any sign of what occurred last night. Any animal tracks, any particular interesting news we can see written in the soil. I'm also hopeful that we may come across an area where that large herd of buffalo that Gerrit and myself located on Simbambili yesterday has crossed in. I don't know though, it was pretty cool last night. They may have still settled on Simbambili. I'm really hopeful that those buffalo in the next couple of days will have a bit of a run-in with our lions. Yeah, whether we get to see it or not, hopefully that will keep the lions around a little bit longer. Quite a bit of fresh elephant dung in the road as well. I think a lone bull. Nina, I always say out in the bush, never say never. But honestly, the likelihood of suddenly bumping into a white lion here in the Sabi Sands is pretty low. Having said that, there are a number of white lion in the Kruger. Around Orpen, which is not all that far away at all. So with us being open to the greater Kruger, technically it is well within the realm of possibility. The theory also goes the same for a melanistic leopard, a black leopard. You never quite know, but that is probably even rarer than a white lion. I'm sure many of you saw those incredible images on James's social media of that black leopard with the dik-dik, the small antelope in its jaws. Outrageous stuff. I was salivating. Sick with jealousy. One day when I'm big. But yeah, color mutations are possible with pretty much all species. You get white buffalo, elephants that are sort of absent of pigment, almost pink elephants.
Well, my name is Mark Carantonis and I'm the co-owner of a travel company called Africa Direct. and I'm from White River in Mpumalanga, and I'm the founder of Safari Guide of the Year. It takes a lot of courage, you know, to put your hand up and say I'm in. To put yourself forward and say I'm here to learn, it's not possible without them.
The Safari Guide of the Year 2022 is approaching us rapidly. This year, we'll be heading to Bushwise Field Guides at the Southern African Wildlife College from the 27th June till the 2nd of July. We will soon meet all our contestants who are vying for the prize of being the very best of the best, and the judges who will put them through their paces. Join me, Steve Falconbridge, as we dream it, guide it, win it.
Reggie, hearing your question loud and clear. So chatting to Peter with regards to what he is hopeful to see. Peter is actually doing something quite interesting at the moment. He's doing 1001 list. So he hopes in the next 12 months to, and correct me if I'm wrong, Peter, view 1001 different types of organisms. So they can be plants, they can be birds, could arguably be a fish, mammals, all sorts of things. So I think we are looking for a little bit of everything. Try and get as much done as possible. And I think that is probably the best way to look at the natural world. To not always get too fixated on the big high-profile species. Of course, we do always want to see lion and leopard and big impressive things, but there's an enormous amount of beauty in the small stuff. And if you can find interest in the little things, and experience in the bush will never ever be a disappointment. So a little bit earlier I did see the tracks of a single fairly large looking elephant bull. He may have just been passing through this area though. I would love to touch base with a group of elephant today if we can. So far no sign of that big herd of buffalo. I think they may still be on the other side. So speaking of getting going, let's check in now with the team in Pridelands, who I believe have begun to start their bushwalk.
Why I like to walk on the roads early morning, firstly the bush is very wet. You can see even on my stick here. Lots of dew. I mean, we're going to be wet up to here. It's going to be ice cold. But also, it's a perfect area to look for tracks. I'm going to use the early mornings to look for some interesting tracks. And here's something that's happened here. We can firstly see a disturbance here. You can see the soil has been disturbed, like something was either sleeping or possibly dust bathing. And there's two sets of tracks here that could lead us to what it may be. All right, so firstly, here, something with three very distinct toes and a heel, so that would be a rhino. We know they do it sometimes, but not as often. They're more into mud wallowing. And secondly, there's a hoof, a single round-ish hoof. Another one there, and another one there. And that would be a zebra. Birchel's zebra. And if we look at the track here, there's one thing that can definitely tell us what has wallowed here. You can actually see where the zebra has tried to turn. So when they does both their line, they side and then they turn around. Sometimes and then they go up again. So you can see the neck that did the impression here, and that bar that you see here, it's actually from that side, but that is its mane. That's an impression of the zebra's mane on the soil. Now remember, zebra's got a spiky upright mane, unlike horses who have a very long mane that hangs down on one side, mostly. Zebras have a sort of a punk-like mane, almost like a horse that's mane is slipped short. And that's that bar that you see there. That's the impression of the zebra's mane. Quite interesting. Now, I think this is from yesterday. I don't think this is too fresh. So if we wanted to track a zebra, which is not something we will necessarily track, but looking at the age of the track, this is not too fresh. We can even see a starling track on top of it. There's a Birchel's starling track. See the 3 forward facing toes and that very long back claw. Lucas, interesting. Lucas asking, that's why I love these conversations, because it brings out these questions. Lucas wants to know, what does the color of the sand means in terms of its composition? Lucas, as you know, I love geology, more specifically geomorphology, which is more the study of the rocks and the soils and how it relates to the environment. So remember, the soils here are derived from a parent rock. In our area, we're mostly in the granite regions. Later on, I'll show you I've got a little picture in one of the books showing the geology of the Kruger. So most of the west of the Kruger region and westwards, almost right up to the Drakensberg, is basically granite, and it's a metamorphic version called gneiss, with some other intrusions in between. We've got a pale yellowish sand here, and that is basically with the high quartz content that's often associated with granite. Gives it that sort of very pale appearance, sort of like a pale yellowish. Although here there's definitely a little bit more iron in the soil that gives it a slightly more reddish complex. Now look, it's a whole cocktail of different minerals, organic material, and that's basically what soil is.
If you would like to be a part of the team that shares the wildebeest migration in Kenya live on WildEarth, then we have some great news for you. There are a few places left to join our expeditions in August and September this year. You'll be staying in an exclusive tented camp with ensuite bedrooms nestled in the riverine woodlands of the Talek River. Head over to our website to book your bucket list experience today. WildEarth Expeditions. Travel with purpose.
Please join me this coming Sunday evening after the Sunset Safari, that's the 26th of June, where I'm going to be doing a town hall to tell you all about the latest locations that are being added onto WildEarth, as well as answer your questions. Just go to wildearth.tv, make sure you're registered, and have your questions ready.
So to recap, soils plus climate will determine what plants there'll be. Plants plus climate will determine what herbivores there'll be. So everything starts with the soil and the geology of the area. Very fine soil on the roads, perfect for tracking, and that's exactly what we're going to try and do a little bit later if we can get something. But let's see if Rexon is tracking something already.
Welcome back. From Chris, we managed to track the leopard. Tracks look like they headed straight to the north. Look like all the cubs from Kalumba. She made a kill from the north and headed across. We cannot follow up. This is Befesuk. We will try to head more to the east and look for maybe another leopard. You never know, because if she may make a small kill, by now they might be finished and return back from the other direction. Who knows? But definitely the tracks are all there, and she looked like she made a kill in the north. Not far, we can hear the francolin. We were not far from this leopard. If we started coming from the boundary, maybe we'll be lucky early in the morning to see maybe glimpse of the leopard crossing over. Look like early part of this morning, according to the tracks information. But let us check if we can find maybe another leopard furthermore to the east. Who knows? There's quite a lot of leopard activity in this area. Shasha, Langa, and Maribs. Who knows? In Torchwood, it's always a leopard movement around Chitwa. But I'm very glad because I managed to follow these tracks and see the last direction where the leopard going. Maybe for the afternoon. You know, Kalumba, her territory is based on Juma Conservancy, not furthermore to the north, because the cubs now are starting to grow up, and it might happen that she will extend and overlap in some of the area. But due to the dominant leopards that are moving into the area, a lot of movement, she will try to keep the cubs in a very safety area. Of course, it's a center part of Juma territory. Let's see if we might have a joy here on Mvuva Road, straight to the east central again. Maybe, who knows, it can be a joy. Look like here you can see the droppings of elephants. So it will be estimation, because sometimes I forget. I'm supposed to know this definitely. Maybe 6 to 7 months old. They are under a year old now. There's still chances of them to really grow up and be more successful into the area. They look like they can notice danger at the moment. If anything comes towards them, as far as another leopard, they can run away, they can go in a safety position at any time. So chances of those cubs to survive, unless if they get surprised by lions and other species that are in pride, more than one individual lions, yes, it can be. But with leopards, pretty much they can avoid and run away, because you know, each and every cat or any animal that lives in the bush, they can identify their mother scent, vocalization. They know that this kind of a call is not our mom, this kind of a scent is not our mom. Let's move out of the area, we are now into danger. So due to that, I believe that they can survive up to adulthood. It will be like Maribs and other leopards that survive here, while we have lots of leopard movement into the area. I love those little ones, very cute, and whoa, lovely. Someone have come with the 9 months, almost, congratulations for them. 9 months, it's almost only 3 months to go. We believe that 9 months, definitely. The only thing that confuses us a lot when it comes to is the recording. Some of us, we forget, you know, that, but very good.
Here at WildEarth, we promised great monthly prizes for our explorers, and this month is no exception. If you join our club before the 10th of July, then you stand a chance to win a fabulous Safari Guide online course brought to you by Bushwise Field Guides. They specialize in accredited Safari Guide training with courses tailored for the African safari lodge industry. Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer today and don't miss out on this life-changing opportunity.
I've seen a leopard come from the west. I don't know, I don't remember well whether it was from one of the famous leopards around western side of Zimbabwe. There was a female young leopard called Chitwa. She used to come in the area. She was independent from the mother in the age of 7 to 9 months old, and left the mother, headed straight to the east from the west, and able to survive here hunting francolin, scrub here, watermelon lizard, and other species, of course, and managed to survive up to adulthood, because leopards are really special animals that can really adapt of living in different conditions, in different location of the area that we have in the area, of course. So you never know. Let's see with these 2 cubs from Kalumba, whether they will be independent from the mother from 18 months or 2 months, 2 years. You never know. If they are strong and fit, they can really get independent from the mother in the early stage. If mother realize that they still need skills of hunting and survival, the mother will really stay with them longer. So then you're asking a question that the female cub can live before the male cub. Both of them, they live at the same time. I believe last 2 weeks back, we have seen a very strange behavior between Shasha and Langa. They're independent at the moment, but they have joined together and really still remember and love one another. They didn't really have a little bit of go with one another, which both of them will live at the same time, because they're born together, they always play together. In most cases, when they get 18 years, both of them leave. And what will happen, the young male will stay in the area until he gets a little bit older, maybe around 2 years, up to 2.5 to 3 years. Some of them, they will live in 2.5 years independently away from their mother's territory and their father's territory, and go and find its own area of survival and hunt and make sure that one day challenge from the old male or weak males, and he take over for mating. So it happens that they will live completely. The female will stay behind their mother's territory. Like Kalumba, the female should stay in their mother's territory, maybe choose a certain portion of the territory, maybe towards the end, and overlap somewhere else and still living in the same area. That's the reason we still see Kalumba here, because this territory, it was Tandi, where Tandi have handed over from or inherited from the mother Kurula. So the female stays almost in the same area, but they will overlap into different area. Like Kuchava, which is Tandi's daughter, she's almost in the eastern part of Tandi's territory and overlapping more to the east-south, but still in the same territory where Kalumba and the rest are living, but they're just sharing blocks and they don't really interfere one another. Let's say I'm still predicting that the area where we're living here, where we're going, it might be something. And let's take this opportunity over to Chris and see if his trekking can bear fruit.
You know, I was just chatting to Mpo and Nathan, who's our scout for today, our backup, and we were just chatting. It's nearly the end of June. It's midwinter, and it's amazing how green the grass still is. Look at that. I mean, this whole area here. It looks like midsummer. It is weird. Now, this is all panicum or Guinea grass, mostly. Some other species in between. But I don't want to talk about grass. The reason I'm stopped here, this is going to be wet, and I'm going to regret this. But anyway, remember yesterday we were chatting about trees and how to identify them. And so even though it's green, some of the trees are already starting to lose their leaves. So now we need to look at a way to identify these two trees by just looking at the trunk and the bark.
And coming up in first place and officially named Mbilo is Heart's Cub.
Hi, I am David. I come to you live from the Mana Triangle, all the way from Kenya.
This is not a postcard. This is real. Sunrise in the beautiful Masai Mara.
And then the key, this white coloration as well as these indentations, is actually where these pieces of bark came off. Looks like it's been hit by golf balls. Right, so that's one of the key things with marulas. If you look at the false marula over here, you can see the cracks in the bark or fissuring linear. And then it's compartmented. And I always say it's almost like little bacon strips. Look at it. It's like strips of bacon, like a dark charred bacon. But you can clearly, let me get out of the sun, sorry. You can clearly see it reminds you of, it's almost like we slapped a whole bunch of bacon strips on there. And so if you do not have access to the leaves in order to distinguish the two from each other, one can use the bark. The trunk, the bark, the general appearance again. Although they are very similar, and that's why it's called the false marula. It appears very... All right, let's continue. Ooh, I'm already wet. Look at this. Come take a look at this. We've moved 4 meters into the grass. Look here. My shoes are wet. Look there. Already. I think it's best if we stay on the road for now. All right, let's take a look. Just look at how the panicum is growing. There's even some panicum that's still in seed. Look here. And that is very, very unusual for this time of year. Anyway, we're getting wet. Let's go back to Liam, who's opted to rather stay dry in his vehicle.
So a nice look at some of the finer details of this environment from the team on Pridelands. We have swung back through the Simbambili property to have a look for our large herd of buffalo from yesterday afternoon, see where they ended up. We did find an initial set of tracks for the herd, which pointed us into the thick block just off my left shoulder here. Haven't seen any sign thus far of the herd popping out. So I have a feeling somewhere around the crest, the highest point, which would have been warmest last night. Now those buffalo would have settled down, taken a bit of a rest. Yeah, but let's see if we can sniff them out. Also lots of fresh sign for elephant. So with some luck we might get ellies down here somewhere as well.
name's Michelle Duplessis, and I'm the Managing Director of the Field Guides Association of Southern Africa. I'm one of the judges this year, and I'll be judging the game drive category, as well as hospitality, professionalism and storytelling. I really look forward to seeing everybody again this year, and obviously to meet the incredible contestants.
Your trekking is very good. What is the starting trekking? Just trek the leopard. You walk a little bit, you stop. You starting checking. Keep your hands, your neck up. Okay, your eyes. Listen for the birds. You follow the leopard. The leopard should see you first. You lose. Talk next year.
I think we may actually pull a little bit further forward. I believe Johan's probably in quite a challenging spot there, trying to frame up. Ethan, certainly moisture in animal droppings. There's that beautiful bull. I don't know if you've got him back there, Johan. We don't see a whole lot of kudu. Always nice to see a magnificent bull. So, Ethan, yeah, certainly moisture in animal droppings keep the scent strong. Speaking of picking up a scent, a strong scent, I believe Rexon may have sniffed out something exciting for us. Let's check in with him.
Welcome back. We are back into the area where the cubs went in, and really they're back, as we mentioned that they might come back from the other direction. Kalumba and the cubs, she is now on the road heading east. We're in a difficult area. Signal is not great, but we'll manage to stay in the same location where we are until we really see where the direction of this leopard going. But I believe they might be heading in the area a little bit more to the south of the conservancy, furthermore to the east. We tracked this leopard. We just missed them like a minute or 5 minutes before they cross over. Now they are heading back slowly to the south, which is a very good news for us if they move in the area where it's a lot of coverage, or coverage itself will be able to stay with the Kalumba. It's great to see the Kalumba and the cubs. Of course, the female itself, she has done well. Very clever female, a lot more protective from the cubs. We can read, we were reading from the ground itself, the way the cubs were playing with the mother since early this morning across to the north, and now they're coming back, which is very fantastic seeing all the family being together with the mom. 3 of the leopards all together, unbelievable. Yes, of course, you can see they're a lot more inquisitive. Also, when the mother takes them from one place to another, knowing that most especially they look like they all run fat. They just, after they come from the kill itself. Unbelievable. Look at the tails, all of them are whitish. This shows that maybe they can really had something moving into the bush. And that kind of behavior, the leopards are not up to something, they're not hunting. They try to be more visible. If anything in the area, try to tell that we're not in a hunt, we can see you, we are moving in our own direction. Unbelievable. Wow. Kalumba. Great to see Kalumba, of course, from my first morning drive, and let's try to rip ourselves. Stay with us, we'll try to follow this leopard. Wow, unbelievable. We're very lucky, myself and BK, our first drive, managed to find Kalumba. Wow. As I was mentioning earlier on, Kalumba is the leopard that grew up here. This is from Tandy. Her mother is Tandy, and she's still living in the same might choose a suitable area where the mom might left her and overlap into different areas. Look, they are in the mode of playing this morning, mom and the cubs all together. We'll try to... Oh, look at that, the youngster was jumping because of francolin movement into the thicket. Really, really nice to see this leopard. What is yes, of course, beautiful, beautiful sighting. These leopards are moving into a very thick area. We'll try to stay with the lumber. This drainage line is Polowati, very thick, but we'll try our best to follow up. I know this area very well. I'll try my best to drive around here, follow this leopard in the area here. If they move along the drainage line in the middle stream, we might lose them because...
We know that there's nothing worse than just as your favorite leopard is about to catch his first meal in 3 days, you are on the edge of your seat and up pops an advert. But as you know, a life without advertising would mean a very boring evening when you arrive home from work. Because WildEarth and most other media companies rely on advertising in order to fund our content. But we want to let you know that we hear you. And to show you how much we care about your experience in nature, you can watch WildEarth without the ads. Sign up to be an explorer and watch the channel on the WildEarth website completely ad-free. Head over to our Explorer page to find out more. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
It's in the nature of a leopard to move in a very riverine area, like it's very thick area. Leopards, in most cases, they always into the cover because when they hunt, they don't want to spot by anything. They need to surprise a prey species. That's the reason you find that all the time leopard likes to move in a riverbed area because it's always a cover, and the color of the leopard all the time, it's really a blended world into the environment here where the leopards are moving. Unbelievable. That's the reason in most cases leopard, it become a nocturnal species. They move in the dark because they cannot. Lavia. I'm not sure. BK?
No, it's not his first time.
It's not his first time. It's not his first time. BK said I've seen them 5 months ago, and now he's really enjoying for several times the sighting of Kalumba. Let's try to go to the other side. We're in a riverbed here. We are co-influence drainage lines there, which is difficult to follow this leopard. I need to go over from the other side before this leopard really disappear into the thicket. It's better, you know, we have seen them. If they decided to move along the drainage line in the middle stream, it will be amen for us. We weren't able to see them because this is the area where most of the time leopard, if they move in, they don't really need the company of any vehicle. They need to be themselves alone without any vehicle activity. So
right, we are slowly but surely defrosting, and still looking for some interesting stuff on the road and on the side of the road. I'm like a warthog today. I can't turn my neck from all the layers, you know. You see warthogs, they don't look back, they have to turn like that, and I'm pretty much the same. Well, hopefully soon I can pick pick some layers off. Anyway. So hoping to hear some elephants. We're approaching Leopard Dam. And I know there were some elephants around there yesterday. But at the moment, no tracks. We're not hearing anything. Let's continue. Let's see. This is where the elephants pushed that very large leadwood over. So I have to just move around it. The interesting is as we move away, remember we spoke about the greenness. There where we were close to the drainage. Sandra, I was actually touching on that subject just now. Sandra wants to know if the grass at Pridelands is going to turn brown, golden, brown. Yes, normally they do this time of the year. All right, so that spot where we were earlier, we were right at the edge of the drainage, so there's a lot of seepage there in terms of subterranean moisture, so it's understandable there that it will still be very green. But take a look here, as we go further up the slope, you can already see here there's still a lot of green in between, but even here you start seeing them browning. If you go on top of these ridges, on those plateaus, you'll probably see it's already browned up a bit, because there you have coarse rocky granitic soils leached out, so it's not very permeable, doesn't hold water easily, it all seeps down below into these drainages. So yes, once you're up there, it will be less green as opposed to where we are or where we were. So we're moving up a bit of a slope now, and you can see as we go further up it does. In time, all of this will turn brown, probably I would say from about mid-July onwards. You'll still have patches of green. I mean, here we got panicum. Oh no, that's not panicum, this is Eragrostis curly leaf. This has already thrown its seed out and it's starting to wither out now.
The Safari Guide of the Year 2022 is approaching us rapidly. This year, we'll be heading to Bushwise Field Guides at the Southern African Wildlife College from the 27th June till the 2nd of July. We will soon meet all our contestants who are vying for the prize of being the very best of the best, and the judges who will put them through their paces. Join me, Steve Falconbridge, as we dream it, guide it, win it.
If you would like to be a part of the team that shares the wildebeest migration in Kenya live on WildEarth, then we have some great news for you. There are a few places left to join our expeditions in August and September this year. You'll be staying in an exclusive tented camp with ensuite bedrooms nestled in the riverine woodlands of the Talek River. Head over to our website to book your bucket list experience today. WildEarth Expeditions. Travel with purpose.
Very palatable grass, by the way. The curly leaf, or narrow curly leaf, or Olandsgras. And you can see why I call it curly leaf. You see, as those leaf blades die out, they curl like a little pig's tail. Right. We're going to continue. See what we can find. Let's go over to Liam, who's still out on his bumble.
So the search for our buffalo herd here on Simambili continues. We've circumnavigated the block that we last had tracks going into twice now. No real sign of these buffalo coming out. We've attempted to listen on multiple edges. It is an enormous block, very big block of property. So I think what we're going to continue with, is to try and puncture a little bit of a line along this nice elephant path to a few points within where we will continue, have a bit of a listen. If there is no more indication that these buffalo are here, perhaps we've missed something, we will probably continue on with some other goal. Yeah, there is so much out there to see. Don't ever want to waste too much time chasing wild geese. Yeah, so buffalo do spend quite a serious bit of their time, at least through the dark hours, actually resting. And they may be quite quiet when they do so. So I believe Rusty is headed back to our camp to try and fix a little bit of a tech issue with their camera. So we are sorry about that. But I trust the other half of our team will be back out and mobile very soon. So stand by. We may stop again right here and have a bit of a listen.
Please join me this coming Sunday evening after the Sunset Safari, that's the 26th of June, where I'm going to be doing a town hall to tell you all about the latest locations that are being added on to WildEarth, as well as answer your questions. Just go to wildearth.tv, make sure you're registered, and have your questions ready.
Jessica, in my experience, I've actually been more successful viewing large herds of buffalo here on Juma in the dry season. My past two cycles in rather wet conditions, we actually didn't really see much buffalo activity at all. Interesting, a bit counterintuitive. You would think when there would be lots of grass and lots of water around, that would be the best time to have them. But I guess the buffalo are elsewhere. Yeah, the big group that we are after this morning seems to have given us the slip somehow. I don't know, they may all be in here bundled together, fast asleep still. I think we will continue to punch straight out the other side of this block and then probably carry on with another mission. It's all good. Maybe the lions will find them for us. Kina, so we get a huge amount of butterflies and moths in the area, in the incredible Sabi Sands and the Greater Kruger. I don't know how well you know your butterflies and your moths, but something that is worth a Google is the Luna moth, Luna as in the moon. It is this glorious green moth with a lovely long tail. We do see those occasionally. So have a bit of a search for the old Luna moth. Another favorite is the African monarch or the African queen butterfly. Those are regular throughout the summer and the dry season months. I'm a huge fan of butterflies and moths. Amateur Lepidopteri. Yeah, thanks for your question. I believe Chris may have quite an interesting encounter on his bushwalk, so let's hop over to Pridelands to see how that's going.
That's what I love about bushwalks, eh? We're looking for interesting things, and then we've got a giraffe bull in the distance. I don't think we'll have him for too long. He's quite mobile. He's on quite a mission. So just came from Leopard Dam, probably drank, and now he's on the move. And in my experience, it's very difficult to keep up with them when they walk like that. Those long legs can walk a lot faster than we do. All right, so we had a brief visual of him. Seems like he is gone now. I'm not even going to attempt to, but that was good. That was cool. Leo wants to know, hi there, Leo, what animals depend on the grass for its habitat? Yo, Leo, so many, so many. I'm going to mention a few. The most obvious is the browsers, the grazers, buffalo, impala, waterbuck, rhino, hippo. That's just to name a few. That's in terms of food. Some birds will nest in thickets in the grass. Termites will eat the dead grass. Birds will eat the seeds. Think about waxbills, quelias, those type of seed eaters with the typical seed-eating beaks. There are certain butterflies whose larvae will utilize certain grasses, sometimes even species-specific. Another important thing about the grass, once it's dried out, it acts as fuel for bushfires as well, on top of that. So that's just to mention a few things, you know, with the importance of grass. So it's food, shelter for a number of creatures. There's too many to mention. All right, I think we're going to probably head back to the vehicle. So I can hear some game drive vehicles here. I'm not sure if there's a sighting, so I don't want to disturb it. The vehicle's close ahead. We did a nice little loop back to the car. I'll just go try and see what they have seen there. I can hear two vehicles there. So obviously not on the radio at the moment because I'm live, so. Well, while we do that, let's go over to Rex, who's out and about.
Welcome back. We are live live again. I would like to apologize for a technical problem that we have from the vehicle while we're having Kalumba. Look like Kalumba still moving to the east. We'll try to get there. The sighting still running. Aubrey from Reptile is still with the Leopard heading towards Breakfast Hook. So we'll try to get there in time before it's too late. I believe she's walking along the far break. She makes life easy for us this morning. Very beautiful leopard and beautiful sighting. And I believe because of she's moving away from the area where she knows that there's no safety from the cubs, she will find an area where she feels like more comfortable and sit down. More especially moving on tall grasses is very wet. She would like to stay in a very open and warm area where she cannot really move, enjoy the energy from the sun. I believe those cubs.
My name is Juan Pinto. I'm here for Safari Guide of the Year. I'm one of the judges. One of the categories in the competition is the walk, or the on-foot experience as you call it. And it's kind of the leveler. It's the experience that really is important for a guide to have, to be able to take people safely into the environment on a walk.
I've been fortunate to be working in the guiding industry for about 26 years now. I've also been fortunate enough to do 9 years of the 10 years as one of the judges, and the particular components that I do is the walking and the shooting exercises. If you're the winner, if you're going to be the winner, it's important to become an ambassador for the field guide industry and competitors in the future.
Yes, we are now in Central. I'm going to rush into the hyena road. As we can see, we are moving slightly faster in order to gain the position on the sighting itself before she headed across, before she head into the east, across into Torchwood. If she keep heading straight direct along the far break, within 10-20 minutes she might be over. So we'll try to get there in time and make sure that we regain the sighting and able to view Kalumba and the cubs. It's very exciting. I'm also excited to see these cubs early in the morning like this. Most especially, I know that it's in the nature of a leopard. Sometimes early part of the morning, they'll walk and find an area where they can be really more comfortable from other predators that compete in a hierarchy and settle down. Oh, lovely. Welcome to Audrey. It's such a beautiful morning drive. I believe, Audrey, you are turning 65. I'm heading towards the leopard sighting, Kalumba. You've seen them about 10-15 minutes ago, and we have a technical issue. We had to go back to the camp and solve the problem. We now believe that it's sorted out. I'm going there. In the next 5 minutes, Audrey, I might be joining Kalumba's cubs. Beautiful sighting, and it's really healthy youngster. I believe we'll see the best of Kalumba this morning. The way she's moving, she might really find it in a very good area to settle down for us to enjoy the best sighting. I just hope so, because it's a little bit hot here and the sun is a little bit chilly here and the sun is cracking up. Leopard and lions, by this time, they like to really enjoy the energy from the sun, certainly not to move. So I believe she might take that opportunity to settle down and able to view the best of the cubs. I believe that I'm not far now from the far break where Aubrey is, headed to the east. Ever asking if Kalumba is the first litter, and she's doing well, yes, of course. She's not the first cub. She have the first litter didn't manage to survive it only for like a month and or month or two, and they disappear. We don't know what happened exactly, but we believe that she might, because she was inexperienced, handling or taking care of the cubs. She had it in the area, she put the cubs in the area where there's quite a lot of hyena activities. We just believe so, that they might be killed by hyenas. And this is the second litter. And after that, look like she headed into the right area where her mom used to den while denning Kalumba while she's still young. And those areas are very safe, away from hyenas and the leopard and other species that might compete. And you can see from time and again, she moved the cubs exactly the same where mom used to really den and move those cubs in a very safety area. At the moment, look like a very experienced mother. It will be this first cubs successful, and I believe they will go to adulthood, because 9 months old is almost reaching to adulthood. Let's take this opportunity to Liam.
So best of luck to Rex. I hope he has every success in his mission to relocate on the lovely Kalumba and her 2 little ones. Our morning is off to a good start. I think we've put a pin in the mission to try and relocate on those buffalo. Something funny was happening there. We went round the block, as I say, round and round. Did a punch right through the middle, didn't manage to get any more sign of them. So I have a feeling they're all hunkered down, they're feeling very quiet. Maybe we'll come across them later or in the next day or 2. But right now we are popping back onto Juma, driving into the rising sun. I think we will try and get an update when we're a little bit closer to Chitwa for those wonderful Nkuhuma lions. See what happened to them. Hopefully, with some luck, they're still around somewhere.
WildEarth have really inspired me to return to South Africa after having followed so many beautiful characters. This Ticket to Dream has given me a great opportunity to meet the WildEarth team, which I thank. They're all amazing. I love all of the characters, but I do have a particular passion for leopards. It's a dream, and as I said before, I just keep on pinching myself. Am I really here?
Lily pan, that depends on quite a few factors. Life expectancies for both female lions and female leopards are higher than males of both species. You could quite easily expect a female leopard to survive anywhere between about 14 and perhaps even as late as 18 years out in the wild, a little bit more in captivity. Similar for lionesses. Males are usually finished by about 13 or 14. Yeah, I think there are different stresses affecting either of the sexes. Males obviously do a whole lot more battling for territory, fighting with other males over dominance. It can be a very rough life, not an easy go of things. Yeah, nature constantly tests its species. Ultimately, the theory of evolution is all based on survival of the fittest. The weakest are almost certainly going to be wiped out early on, And then that leaves behind only the very healthiest, the very strongest of the genetic material in the gene pool, which will proliferate itself and be ready for the next generation. This is such a glorious tree in front of us. It's a Balanites tree. Let me just reverse a little bit more. A Balanites tree, or a torchwood. It produces a little yellow fruit about the size of your thumb, like a very skinny plum. As I say, yellow in color, very, very nutritious. A highly sought after morsel at this time of year for the elephant. So it is no coincidence that the grass all around the base of these trees is trampled half to death. Many, many, many elephants have visited this tree. Yeah, on one of the final drives of my previous cycle here at Juma with WildEarth, we actually viewed an elephant with the Balanites in the back. That's another straight torchwood, ramming his head into the trunk repeatedly in order to dislodge those tasty little fruits and then scooping them up off the ground with relish. It looks like the fruit may actually be out of season now. Pretty much finito. Yeah, I can confirm the fruit is palatable. We sort of can have a bit of a nibble of the flesh around a very pronounced stone. Palatable, but I wouldn't say delicious. It's also not really going to fill you up. But if you are out in the bush desperate for some sustenance, it could very well give you some energy.
The Safari Guide of the Year 2022 is approaching us rapidly. This year, we'll be heading to Bushwise Field Guides at the Southern African Wildlife College from the 27th June till the 2nd of July. We will soon meet all our contestants who are vying for the prize of being the very best of the best, and the judges who will put them through their paces. Join me, Steve Falconbridge, as we dream it, guide it, win it.
Alrighty, from here, I reckon we will continue to move. Speaking of success, I believe Rexon may have had some luck relocating on Kalumba, so let's check back in with him.
Welcome back from Liam. We are here at Befesuk. This leopard is training to head straight to the north. We'll try to find a gap here if we can really get to see from the middle stream of this drainage line that feeds Befesuk Dam itself, but they're coming directly into the north opposite from this drainage line. Let me take this opportunity and find a gap here where we can see what might be going on here with this leopard. But I believe there are movements in the area moving to the north. It's a very difficult area. Of course, she's chosen a very best area for a leopard to survive. I believe that she's after something here. The way she's moving, look like there's something taking place in the area. I've seen a grey decker before get here, running across to the north. She might be after the grey decker. I can see the movement. At the moment, we have another game drive vehicle behind us. Oh, she's behind us. She went behind us. Let's go back towards the water hole. She's Really a very sneaky leopard, very quick. She was almost in the area where we are, and now she's heading towards the waterhole itself, the sea. And let's enjoy. Oh, you won't believe, BK, this leopard was leading north, and now is heading towards, oh, lovely, well spotted, BK. It's in the nature of a leopard. You must always following leopard. You know what you're doing. You need to eat a lot of carrots. Then, if not, it will be difficult to find. One of the youngster, I believe, they're still coming. Mom might be a little bit ahead. This is probably the best area, of course. Leopard leave the cubs, most especially. There's quite a lot of cover in the area. The youngster, 9 months old, they can able to climb trees and go away from anything that might be in the surrounding, the form of danger. We are now in the Befesuk Dam. This youngster you can see staring directly to the south. There's a hippo in the water that I can see. The second brother coming to the left, right to the left towards the other youngster. I believe that the mother might be... Sorry for that. The radio is giving a little bit of disturbance here. And I believe these cubs at the moment, they can even hunt without the mother. Especially if it's a francolin or anything, chicks that might be around guinea fowls, francolin chicks, or even adult of francolin and guinea fowls. They're capable to hunt in the age 9 months old. Nandi, definitely you never know. It could be happen like that. But I believe in this age, in 9 months, she might already have killed something small, even a scrap hair or something. But let us cross finger for today in front of the camera. Maybe we might be able to see a hunt. It will be awesome for us to get to see that happening in front of us. Definitely, I'd love seeing leopard, and I believe everyone loves to see leopard out in nature. Leopard is one of the special animal out in nature. Find a leopard is not an easy. You need to have a skill of trekking or art of trekking, of course. Without having that, it will be a little bit difficult because leopard are solitary species, and unlike lions that are moving. Oh, mother is also here. Unbelievable. Look at those. Oh, lovely. As I was saying earlier on, they'll find a very comfortable area, sometimes where they can enjoy the energy from the sun. I don't believe this is the best spot for them at the moment. Of course, they would love to move in an area where it's high safety and also it's a little bit high ground or elevated area. As far as on top of the termite mound, leopard love to do that, most especially having youngster.
If you would like to be a part of the team that shares the wildebeest migration in Kenya live on WildEarth, then we have some great news for you. There are a few places left to join our expeditions in August and September this year. You'll be staying in an exclusive tented camp with ensuite bedrooms nestled in the riverine woodlands of the Talek River. Head over to our website to book your bucket list experience today. WildEarth Expeditions. Travel with purpose.
Please join me this coming Sunday evening after the Sunset Safari, that's the 26th of June, where I'm going to be doing a town hall to tell you all about the latest locations that are being added on to WildEarth, as well as answer your questions. Just go to wildearth.tv, make sure you're registered, and have your questions ready.
Annie. Oh, yes, Annie. She's definitely... look at the position of the leopard. Really, Annie, it's rewarding. Of course, we follow her, but look at how beautiful it is. It's a very special sighting, of course, if you find a leopard up in a tree. Look at the area where it is a little bit high. She can really enjoy the energy from the sun. I just believe all the youngsters, they might be ended at the same log. But let me position ourselves. Maybe we might be, I'm not sure, BK, are you comfortable? Oh, lovely. BK, the cameraman behind, is very comfortable with the position. I also be comfortable. But let us look at and enjoy the youngs. Oh, look at that. Scrub hair. 2 scrub hair running away. Oh, unbelievable. You see, leopard are so much using all the sense of hearing. Scrub hair just run, and they are definitely on top of it. The sense of smell and hearing, it's magic. But the scrub hair might really disturb this leopard with the beautiful sighting that we're witnessing here on top of this log. Maybe mother will come back. You never know, unless if a mother decided to follow up on a scrub hair, because it's time for the mother to teach the youngster when it comes to skills of hunting. Something like a scrub hair, a mother will really hunt it and let the youngster to finish it. Most especially when it comes to all these small animals. Really, leopard likes to teach the youngster, most especially when it's moving with the youngster together from one side to another. If you get to catch something, you will let the youngster play on that prey species or learn how to kill. Unless if the prey species is giving distress call, a mother will close the windpipe that cannot attract so many more predators around in the area. Let's see where they're leading us to. Okay. Certainly, you're asking about what names I will love to name these calves, these leopard calves. There's a suggestion earlier on from my personal. I would love to name them, more special after this hyena behind the damn wall. After we lost Tandy and Hosanna, I would love to name one of it. When the time comes, Anzani, it means multiples, which means they have to grow the number. And the other one might be Ndalo. Ndalo also means the same thing, that it's a blessing name in Shangaan. That means the generation of a leopard has to grow in the area. So this is one of the names that I'm thinking to really propose. But you never know, because this thing is all about in general, in the community of all guides in the area, in different lodges that traverse in the area. They will really vote the name together with WildEarth and many more people that are involved in the area. But that will be
Here at WildEarth, we promised great monthly prizes for our explorers, and this month is no exception. If you join our club before the 10th of July, then you stand a chance to win a fabulous Safari Guide online course brought to you by Bushwise Field Guides. They specialize in accredited Safari Guide training with courses tailored for the African safari lodge industry. Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer today and don't miss out on this life-changing opportunity.
It's such amazing to see a youngster and a mother participating in the same hunt. Scrub hair is very small, but look how seriously all of them gets into the point. Let's take this opportunity back to Chris on foot.
This morning is getting so much better. Now, can't really see it, but there is an elephant grazing about not even 100 meters ahead. Let's just move over here. We might get a peek of it there. It's very open here, so I don't want to go too close. There's not much structure here to get onto in case he does approach us, but he's not aware of us. He's not aware of us at all. I think if we go a bit higher onto this ridge. Wow, there's more than one elephant. There's another one here. You can just see through the bushes. It's moving right there. So let's see which way they are moving. Oh, here's a spot through here. You can see him through there. You can just see his hindquarters. See straight through there. Alright, so we're going to keep a bit of a distance. And just see the grey body moving through there. Here's the tusks. Just keep an eye on the wind as well. It seems like they're moving. If they keep on moving in that direction and they go down the slope, then we'll have more of high ground. Nico says, oh wow, loves elephants on foot. Now Nico, note how my voice is very, very low at the moment. It's just not to spook them. We were actually trying to walk up on top of this plateau to continue our story about the grass drying out, which we'll get to later. For now, let's just enjoy this elephant a bit. I think there's more than one. You see, when we approach big game on foot, now the idea is to move in, view, move out without being detected. Now, at times that's not going to work. You will be detected. You're going to walk and the lion will growl at you, or the elephant will see you. Remember the elephant we had a while back when I was on the kopie? And it's never our intention to get so close that we impact on an animal. In this case, this is what we want. Should we go any closer than this? Yes, we're going to get a better visual, but not only from a safety perspective, but also we don't want to disturb them unnecessarily. Whereas they don't mind the vehicle at all, most of the time. They're not too tolerant of people on foot.
And coming up in first place and officially named Mbilo is Heart's Cub.
Hi, I am David. I come to you live from the Mana Triangle, all the way from Kenya.
This is not a postcard. This is real. Sunrise in the beautiful Masai Mara.
There's another elephant very close to us. There's another one. I think let's just move on to a little bit further onto the... They don't know about us. It's cool. Alright, we're going to try and see if there is a way to reposition and safely so. So in the meantime, let's go over to Liam, who's made his way to Chitwa.
So we have arrived here on Chitwa. Another one of my favorite spots on the whole concession here at the magnificent Chitwa Dam. And it is its usual self, a hive of activity. Lots of bird life, hippos left and right. Swirls of fish, lots of calling birds. A really peaceful spot. A little bit of roughhousing between those two calves. Ultimately, that's behavior that is sort of all for fun and games now. But when they are big adult males, it's practice they'll need. Those could be battles that'll mean the difference between life and death. I hope you could hear that at a bit of a distance. We had a fish eagle chorus, a male and female fish eagle singing to each other. Admittedly, early in the morning, this first drive segment, and the light can be a little bit strong here. But very, very nice regardless. I think let's check back in with Rexon now to see how his morning is going.
Welcome back from Liam, who's trying to trek on Kuhuma Pride. We are back to these leopards. We just saw witness hyena coming in the area and try to interact with this leopard. And the young male were up in a tree, and the female just crossed into the west, running away from the leopard. You can see how this youngster noticed danger immediately and really go into the safety position. It's unbelievable for young leopards really knowing danger like that. And the young males look like really big and more a little bit intimidating. Over a year and a couple of months, he will be one of the biggest young leopard, of course, around in the area. General appearance of the young male that we are now on it, just behind these dark-looking tamboti trees, is now and then looking up, always thinking about safety. If that leopard, the hyena comes back in the same area, he might climb up and able to settle down. It's time for this leopard. Now, this time of a day, starting to be a little bit hot. Look, he's very inquisitive all the time and very proud, coming close to the vehicle. Look like he had something in that direction and try to go and investigate. You never know what might be there. I had something as far as lambing. It could be francolin. Yes, it's a francolin on top of the bank of the river. Look at that. How beautiful this youngster. Whoa, magic. I love this sighting. I love this young male. You know, he's really, really proud. He's more confident about the presence of the vehicle. Can you listen to the francolin? Lambing. The young male trying to relocate her sister. You can hear that chomping in a very low sound, relocation sound. Michael Fitwood asking how much this cup weighing at the moment. It is full at the moment. He might weigh a little bit more. Maybe I'll believe that between 10 to 15 kg, even plus minus, it might be somewhere there. Or even 20. You'll never know. These leopard are heavy species, of course. And if you look at the leopard itself, this one is a lot more healthy, have added weight, I believe. It might be maybe 10 to 15 plus, minus, or it could be 20, around on that scenario. You'll never know. But Michael Fitwood, unbelievable. If you look at this, how healthy this young male. But let me say that it grew.
We protect and reconnect nature across southern Africa. We bring countries together to care for wild spaces that stretch beyond borders. We protect and restore biodiversity. We prioritize the people living in these landscapes, enabling them to thrive in harmony with nature. We are restoring tomorrow.
Well, my name is Mark Carantonis, and I'm the co-owner of a travel company called Africa Direct, and I'm from White River in Mpumalanga, and I'm the founder of Safari Guide of the Year. It takes a lot of courage, you know, to put your hand up and say I'm in. To put yourself forward and say I'm here to learn, it's not possible without them.
Road indeed is a lovable family, and if you look at the really behavior or how actually so much relaxed, it tend to be lovable. There's no doubt. You would love the leopard that really pulls much to a vehicle or pulls to the camera itself. It's such a beautiful, beautiful cat. If you look at general, the area where the mother have decided to be with these cubs in the area, there's no way, unbelievably, you can tell that Kalumba, she is a super mother. She leaves this youngster in the area where all the time it's the safety. It's a nice tree, small, big, in order to climb. If anything comes here, hyena, lions, they can defend themselves very well. I mean, they go up in a tree easily because quite a lot of cover. And of course, because of the depths, a little bit shadow here, very thick, is in the middle of the drainage line. It's not easy to spot a leopard in the area. Even the francolin is just a movement of a leopard. The leopard is in the thicket. The sister is not far, the female is not far from the point, but you cannot see exactly where it is because of the environment. It's how actually leopards rely on their survival in a very thick habitat is where the leopard likes to all the time. Unbelievable. Oh, look at the beautiful cat lying down, looking at it sometime, listening also while I'm talking. You can see it twitching the ears back and forth. Then it can get sound from different sort of animal vehicles that are coming into the area, knowing and noticing the danger, knows that there's a hyena coming and move into a perfect area for her for the safety. X-Ranger, definitely, this is the poser. Of course, look at the youngster. I love it. I love it. This is, as I was saying, we might witness the best of the sighting of these cubs today because we caught them coming from the kill. Normally what they do, they'll find area where all of them, they might be together. What makes them to be here separated is a hyena that comes in the area, separate the mother and separate the youngster. And let's take the opportunity back to Chris, which is getting close to an elephant.
All right, so we made our way very close to these elephants. They're about 30 meters from us. And as you can hear from my voice, much louder. And yes, we have gone back to the vehicle. I just thought, you know, these elephants are having such a relaxing breakfast that, you know, we could have stuck around on foot. But we did run the danger of disturbing them. not so much worried about our own safety alone. It is more a case of the respect for them. Let them finish their breakfast in peace. We know the elephant bulls around here are generally... Oh, these guys have a bit of a box up. Anyway, so the big thing about ecotourism is that, you know, for me, and I'm sure a lot of my peers will agree, we want to have the minimum impact on the behavior of animals. We know the elephants are very accustomed to vehicles here, so that's why I opted to get back to the car and engage. And as you can see, they are continuing to do what they would have done even if we weren't here. It's a win-win for us, nature, and the animal. And these two youngish bulls.
We know that there's nothing worse than just as your favorite leopard is about to catch his first meal in 3 days, you are on the edge of your seat and up pops an advert. But as you know, a life without advertising would mean a very boring evening when you arrive home from work. Because WildEarth and most other media companies rely on advertising in order to fund our content. But we want to let you know that we hear you. And to show you how much we care about your experience in nature, you can watch WildEarth without the ads. Sign up to be an explorer and watch the channel on the WildEarth website completely ad-free. Head over to our Explorer page to find out more. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
Anyway, how the industry has changed, how the greater Kruger has changed. I mean, let's take Pridelands, for instance, where we are. We are literally bordering the town of Hoedspruit. I can even hear the cars in Hoedspruit where I am now. And that might sound funny, the fact that I mention it, but it just shows you how much the park or the conservation area has grown. And with Eco Training Pridelands' contribution here, you know, Pridelands is basically a stand that the owners are making for biodiversity. And I would love to see the greater Kruger grow even further. The unfortunate thing is that we cannot control human expansion. It's one thing we cannot control. Cities will get bigger. People need farms, they need food. So the growth potential for a conservation area like the Kruger area is not infinite. There is limitations to that. But how amazing is it that we can still be part of it? It's here, it's real. There's 2 elephants now, right here on Pridelands, which is now part of the greater Kruger, and that is just a phenomenal experience and privilege to know that we, in our small way, doing our bit for the conservation of these great beasts. Right, I'm going to wait it out a little bit here with the 2 boys. Let's go over to Liam, who's made his way to Chitwa, well, still at Chitwa Dam.
Certainly great beasts of the greater Kruger. And speaking of great beasts, we are sat here with this incredible family of hippo in the dam here on Chitwa. Unfortunately, not good news with regards to trying to get a lion sighting this morning. I believe our lions have finished up on their brief visit to the Chitwa property, and I've now crossed a little bit further southeast, out of the area that we can actually explore. But that's all good. We did have them for a couple of days. We had some phenomenal viewing. 19 of them all together at a stage. What an unbelievable sight that was. And with a bit of luck, they may well be back soon enough. We also cannot complain, sat here on the unbelievable Chitwa dam wall. We are just surrounded by life. Of course, the hippo probably the most prominent, but I think the bird life as well. Yeah, we've been quite excitedly following a number of jacanas trotting along some of this floating vegetation, this oxygen weed. And they really are quite unusual birds. Benjamin, as you may know, I'm a bit of a reptile aficionado. I'm a bit of an enthusiast. So I've been very, very eager to get a sighting of those little tiny crocodiles. After having not seen them for a month, it would be so interesting to see how much they've grown. But I haven't actually managed to sight them on 2 or 3 trips to this Chitwa Dam. As we move over the dam wall, we will check on that floating log, or that log above the water's surface where they often bask. But yeah, maybe they've moved to another spot in the dam. I hope that's the case. I hope they haven't been eaten by predators. Yeah, unfortunately, the success rates of those little crocodiles are so low. It's one of the reasons the females have such large clutches of eggs. Somewhere between 30 and perhaps as many as 80 hatchlings, depending on the size of the mother crocodile. Yeah, the success is probably as low as 1% in terms of surviving the first year.
The Safari Guide of the Year 2022 is approaching us rapidly. This year, we'll be heading to Bushwise Field Guides at the Southern African Wildlife College from the 27th June till the 2nd of July. We will soon meet all our contestants who are vying for the prize of being the very best of the best, and the judges who will put them through their paces. Join me, Steve Falconbridge, as we dream it, guide it, win it.
If you would like to be a part of the team that shares the wildebeest migration in Kenya live on WildEarth, then we have some great news for you. There are a few places left to join our expeditions in August and September this year. You'll be staying in an exclusive tented camp with ensuite bedrooms nestled in the riverine woodlands of the Talek River. Head over to our website to book your bucket list experience today. WildEarth Expeditions. Travel with purpose.
So I think as we continue to soak up a bit of morning sun here on Chitwa Dam Wall, let's check back in with Rex, who is still with the royal family of Juma, Kalumba and cubs.
Welcome back. Definitely, this is the royal family of Juma. Look at how beautiful. Through the tamboti trees, you can see the leopard painting there, and the color, the movement, and the really whiskers of the leopard, whitish in color, and easy to disappear in the tree. Right on top of the tree, the leopard is not easy. It's how actually leopard, when it comes to their success rate on hunting, they rely on whatever you see in front of you there. Camouflaging is the best. Oh, leopard is such amazing. We have all the two leopards, mother and the young male, up in the tree. The daughter is still on the ground. We just hope maybe we'll reposition ourselves if this leopard, if the daughter moves in the area and go up into the tree. So all the leopard will be really having fun on top of this tamboti, just south of Befesuk Dam itself. If you look at the youngster, the young male, young female, still on the ground, but I believe that you'll be more interested to join the mother and the brother. Leopard is such amazing, very special animal into my life. And I believe that leopard is a great teachers out here in the bush. Nature is such amazing. We have learned here that being together with three leopards here, and anything comes into the area, they really likes to go in a different location. Yes, there's a kill here. I wonder why. Michael Fieldwood still remember Obaiza. Michael Fieldwood is such amazing. You remember all these leopards and are able to identify different leopards around in the area. I even forget that it was Wabaiza in the area. It looked like they should really get something. Let's reposition ourselves. We want to see what the leopard have killed in the area. We were not aware that this leopard might be having a small kill around in the area. Just surprised us because it looked like Kalumba made a kill and left here. And now one of the youngster, it looked like a scrub here. I don't know why. I'll ask the gentleman from the other side once we get close what was exactly, but something small that these leopard also now they're leading towards the waterhole. Let's find out here what might be, but it looked like a scrub hair kill that left by the mother, maybe early part of this morning. Who knows? Wow. Oh, look, the mother's carrying scrub hair. Yes. Let me go ahead that we can able to see that nicely because sorry. I just want to be ahead and take a front shot of a mother carrying a scrub here. It will be beautiful shot. Oh, that will be nice. Unbelievable, look at that. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Wow. We don't know when the leopard have made a kill, but I don't believe it's not during the time where we were there. It might be before we get there. That's what the normal leopard do. See how disciplined the youngster, not to interfere on the kill itself. Wow, unbelievable. A mother trying to discipline the youngster, but it was not a serious fight. A mother trying to not the youngster to interfere. If you look at the mother's stomach and look at this youngster, you can tell that they've just from the kill, a mom have killed something and left and go and join with the cubs. The young male is really more full. Even the young female that they've taken the kill from the mother, it looked like very healthy. Let's take the opportunity to go to the other side of a drainage line and able to see if the youngster will manage to host the scrub bear up in the tree or not.
join me this coming Sunday evening after the Sunset Safari, that's the 26th of June, where I'm going to be doing a town hall to tell you all about the latest locations that are being added on to WildEarth, as well as answer your questions. Just go to wildearth.tv, make sure you're registered, and have your questions ready.
To view these cubs, but it will be the difficult position. Elephant just where there's a high tall grasses here, it means it will be a stump of a tree, but they're coming from here. They might be further down this side. Try my best. Thank you. There's somewhere here. We can only hear the growling at the moment. We cannot see the leopard. This drainage line, of course, stop us viewing this beautiful sighting. But what we need to do, we'll find a gap from the other side and be in the middle of the middle stream where we can able to see. There will be a difficult way to get here is when we try from this side. But it's an S-band here where normally leopards, if you're the other side, because they're not big animals as far as male lion, it will be difficult to see them. Their height with the grass, the height is very low to the force of gravity, where lions are a little bit higher. It's easy to see lions by the head or mane if they're in a thicket like this. I'll still try my best. Driving here, let's see, it sounds like right here. Maybe if I go down here slowly, I don't want to stuck here. But this leopard are somewhere here. Oh, yeah, they are. You can see, I don't know whether you will manage to see there, BK. I managed to see one of the young male. I was just going to give you an up. Let's take this opportunity to hand over to Chris.
Well done, Rex. You're the man. I know, Rex, and there's a leopard to be found. You'll find it. An update on our Ellies. They've moved further into the bush, quite a rocky area, so we didn't want to keep following them with the vehicle. Had a lovely sighting on them. So we're continuing our bushwalk. We've left the vehicle a couple hundred meters back and now just enjoying the bush. Now, termite mound, and one that's extinct, so there's no termites in here at the moment. It's one of the fungus growers, possibly the Macrotermes genus, one of the Macrotermes. We spoke about the termites and how they operate in there. We'll leave that for another day. Just coming back to a question we had earlier about grass and what takes refuge in the grass. So let's move from the grass to something like this. Now look at this. We often see dwarf mongoose making little homes in there, so they renovate this existing structure. Here's a big hole, very round, very likely to be a rodent, a mouse or a rat or something. snakes, quite a number of snakes that will go in there, and sometimes when it rains, those termites, those alates, will come out and they might repopulate this. So you might have another termite colony of the same species elsewhere. Those alates, remember, those are fertile males and females. They find each other in air using pheromones. They go to the ground, drop their wings, and they start a new colony. And it can happen that a mound like this could stay here for decades, not being active. Just have that one male and female that lands on top here, and they're like, oh, here's a house, we can just renovate it. They go in, the female starts laying eggs at an astonishing rate of close to 30,000 a day. And those nymphs or workers, which are both males and female, will then start closing up most of these holes until the temperature is right. Remember that chamber, the royal chamber is right underground, and below this is just structure to get rid of.
Here at WildEarth, we promised great monthly prizes for our explorers, and this month is no exception. If you join our club before the 10th of July, then you stand a chance to win a fabulous Safari Guide online course brought to you by Bushwise Field Guides. They specialize in accredited safari guide training with courses tailored for the African safari large industry. Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer today and don't miss out on this life-changing opportunity.
And coming up in first place and officially named Mbilo is Heart's Cub.
Theo, that's a trick question. The smallest and most important insect. I'm not gonna highlight a specific insect. They're all very important. Insects are one of the most important creatures. I mean, there are insects that are tiny, that are almost microscopic in size. I can't really highlight a particular insect that are more important than another. Each and every one of them plays their role in the ecology in some way. I mean, midges are tiny, but you know they play a role, as well as the big ones. It's a rather tricky question, to be dead honest with you, with not really a definitive answer, because there are so many species of insects, thousands, and they all have a specific role to play. But I will think about an example, but I can't think about any tiny insects right now that plays a big role, because like I said, they all have a major role to play. That goes for every organism, as small or big as they may be. Each of them have an ecological niche, like a job, the actual space they occupy, as well as their purpose in the ecology. Right, while we look for more interesting little things, let's go back to Liam, who's scratching around as well, around Chitwa.
Totally agree with Chris there. Every creature has a little niche in the ecosystem, and though it might seem like a little insignificant thing, such as a midge or a mosquito might not serve a critical function, but it absolutely does. If you start picking away at sort of single threads of that fabric of biodiversity, the entire thing starts to crumble, starts to rip. Everything has a purpose. Absolutely everything. Okay, so we've made our way away from Chitwa Dam now. The light was quite harsh there, as beautiful a scene as it is, checking out those hippos and the nice birds, having the sun come up in the east straight over the water. a little bit difficult to get a good view. Yeah, so I think we will slowly but surely continue our mission to bumble back towards Juma. Oh, kudu again. Don't know if she'll hang around. Oh. Can't trust these antelope, they're always so shy. No, ghosts of the thick stuff. A couple more in there, but it's quite dark and shady. So Peter Visvanger has asked how your 1001 challenge is going.
Well, it's going well this morning. Adding quite a lot of species, so that's quite nice. Yeah, hopefully the rest of the day and tomorrow I'll add some more and then make off to a good start in the first couple of weeks.
Making some waves, and certainly I think in the right place to do it. Even in the dry season, surrounded by life. Thanks very much for that, Visvanger. Yeah, stay tuned to see how it's all going. Yeah, let's leave these kudu cows in peace, I reckon, and potter along.
Hi, I am David. I come to you live from the Mana Triangle, all the way from Kenya.
This is not a postcard. This is real. Sunrise in the beautiful Masai Mara.
My name is Michelle Duplessis and I'm the Managing Director of the Field Guides Association of Southern Africa. I'm one of the judges this year and I'll be judging the game drive category as well as hospitality, professionalism and storytelling. I really look forward to seeing everybody again this year and obviously to meet the incredible contestants.
So, what a regal resident of the Sabi Sands. The Nyala has got to be one of my favorite antelope species. I believe our signal is quite low where we are set, so it's probably going to be more reliable. Back in, see if the credits.
Welcome back. We're still in the vicinity where the leopards and the hyenas are at the moment. The hyena look like they just up on the eastern side of the bank. Leopards is on the western side of the bank. And now and then, it can be anything can happen here with this crab here. Hyena is in the area. You can see Kalumba and the cubs, the grass are very long. Now and then, you can see the V's of the youngster. Most especially the youngster that having a scrub here is growling now and then. That might attract the hyena to go straight direct where the kill is. It could be a matter of the hyena is very little bit confused at the moment, doesn't understand what's going on. No, especially the growling of the mother trying to really discipline the youngster, or a little bit of interaction between the mom and the female. That growling, it attracts a hyena to get into the area without no space of no doubt that it can be something into the area that is defending the kill. So the hyena is more patient. We just saw the hyena like 5-10 minutes ago coming from the bank, but in the same drainage line, it's right here. Oh, Kalumba looked like headed in a direction towards the kill. Let us try to reposition according to the movement of this leopard and try to get the best views of the cubs and the Kalumba. As it's moving towards directly towards the dam wall, you might find that Kalumba by now, she might be on a dam wall itself, waiting there. Try to be in the open. Then the hyena, if it gets into the area, it will realize that the Kalumba doesn't have kill and try to move off. Mother very clever. Try to defend the cubs all the time. Very thick guys here. We'll try our best. And we know that maybe scrap hair is not going to take long. This leopard will get active very shortly and move into open space. Let's see if we can see Kalumba here.
Your trekking is very good. What is the starting trekking? Just track the leopard. You walk a little bit, you stop. You can start in checking. Keep your hands, your neck up. Okay, your eyes. Listen for the birds. You follow the leopard. The leopard should see you first. You lose. Talk next year.
The Safari Guide of the Year 2022 is approaching us rapidly. This year, we'll be heading to Bushwise Field Guides at the Southern African Wildlife College from the 27th June till the 2nd of July. We will soon meet all our contestants who are vying for the prize of being the very best of the best, and the judges who will put them through their paces. Join me, Steve Falconbridge, as we dream it, guide it, win it.
Amazon, definitely, it's in the nature of a leopard. Very survival of the fittest. You know that you have seen that if you're not strong enough, you're not going to survive. So they demonstrate that while they're still young. They're the strongest on the royal family. Especially, I was shocked. The young female was really trying to compete with the mother, wrestle with the mother, easy like that way. Yeah, but my biggest concern now, I don't want to get close to the cubs because of the hyena. I think the hyena is right, especially with the kill. It can really pose a very serious danger from the youngster. If you're patient enough, of course, this young hyena, this young leopard might move into the area, more into the open space, especially after feeding. It won't last even more than 15 minutes. Scrub bear is very small. These leopards are nine months old. Something like a scrub bear can take like 5 to 10 minutes. It will be done. We can hear now and then the whistling of the youngster in the area. So the hyena looks like a sub-adult. Is not an experienced hyena. Seeing 3 leopards all together, it might be very much intimidating. But normally a hyena that has more experience will be easily rushing straight towards the kill, knowing that the leopard will really give the space. But I was shocked. Maybe the hyena... Let's take this opportunity back to Liam, which is back from Chitwa to Juma. So they're moving there. Wow.
Well, very well done to Rex for re-establishing that sighting and squeezing all of the possible juice out of it. Kalumba is such a fan favorite. What a performer. We've crossed back onto Juma now, just coming past Twin Dams, checking for any signs of life. I can see a giraffe off in the distance. We probably have to get a bit closer to it. Giraffe up that side. Thankfully the road goes right past where he or she is feeding, so I'm sure we'll get a better look. The temperature is really quite lovely at the moment. Nice and manageable. Kimberly, I believe Peter hasn't had the chance to see Kalumba and cubs yet, but with some luck, we'll hopefully get him out on another drive in the next day or two before he has to leave again, and we'll give him the chance to see her. That would be lovely. Just what the doctor ordered. So a very large female giraffe by the looks of it, tucking into what seems to be a buffalo thorn tree. Even for people. Yeah, an excellent source of iron. She'll need a lot of those leaves to sustain her probably 1-ton body though. Probably a good 40 to 50 kilos of leaves every single day. It is an unspeakably thorny tree species. They've got these zigzag twigs with one recurved and one hooked thorn in little clusters. My goodness, if you're on a walk and you brush a little bit too close to one of those, get hooked up. Very, very difficult to unpick yourself. So it boggles the mind a bit that she can feed so happily in there. So I think Rex may have established one more view of Kalumba and cubs for us. So let's check back in with him before they disappear for the day.
Welcome back from Liam of the giraffe. It looked like we're right directly where it's a little bit dark. There's a young female now, and then you can see the head is popping out. It might be the one that is having a kill, scrap kill at the moment. You can see he's really showing that it might be feeding on that area. A little bit, our sighting is going to be improved, but I believe that if we give it a little bit of a time, maybe it could be something that really take place and tend to be so much beautiful, as we know that the hyena in the area, as we have taken the initiative that I'm not going to get close to the area where the killer is because of we have just spotted the hyena coming into the area and disappear in the same thicket. I wonder what's going on, because by now the hyena is supposed to be really flashing these leopards out from there, steal the killer away from the youngster, unless if the youngster is strong enough to run with the kill and go up in the tree immediately before the hyenas take the kill over from them. It's very...
If you would like to be a part of the team that shares the wildebeest migration in Kenya live on WildEarth, then we have some great news for you. There are a few places left to join our expeditions in August and September this year. You'll be staying in an exclusive tented camp with ensuite bedrooms nestled in the riverine woodlands of the Talek River. Head over to our website to book your bucket list experience today. WildEarth Expeditions. Travel with purpose.
Please join me this coming Sunday evening after the Sunset Safari, that's the 26th of June, where I'm going to be doing a town hall to tell you all about the latest locations that are being added on to WildEarth, as well as answer your questions. Just go to wildearth.tv, make sure you're registered, and have your questions ready.
Really amazing. Let's just really enjoy this. Maybe we're hoping the mother might be start to move into the dam wall. I predicted that earlier on that it will be the only area where the leopard would like to enjoy the morning sunrise. Of course, just because of it's a little bit high, it's more open. They can really see what might be coming from the distance. I'm shocked. Look like the mother is moving here. Maybe by the sound, it sounds like it might be moving on top of the tree. I can hear leopard climbing trees. Maybe it could be the other young female or young male that is going up, playing up and down or running in the air. I can listen. If you listen carefully, you can see quite a lot of birds are not happy spotted this leopard. Let me take this opportunity. You can listen to the sound of the birds if they spotted a leopard. Rick, very happy for Swazi Friday. Fuzzy. Oh, I thought maybe Swazi Friday. I said it's a new thing that added into my life. I never know about Fuzzy Friday. Yes, of course. Beautiful, nice to see Kalumba cubs, and really a lot more entertaining. I believe that during the course of a day, if not now, it will be later on. If not, it could be the afternoon. I don't think this leopard can move out of the area. If you look at the area or the habitat where they're in, it's very suitable for leopard cubs, of course, to climb up in the tree. And in the middle of the thicket there's a termite mound, which is a little bit high, and they can see what might be coming, and also quite a lot of tambotis. Let's take this opportunity to Chris, who's a fun, very interesting trees to share with us this morning.
Look at this beautiful sequence of bracket fungi, or bracket fungus, shelf fungus, also referred to as polypore fungi. Now these guys mostly grow on wood trees, and why we call them polypores is underneath here. You can't see it, it's very fine, but there's multiple pores or tubes underneath here. In this case it's already fused, you can't really see them, but just look at that. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. So these guys they are one of the biggest decomposers, or one of the most efficient decomposers of wood. Some of them are parasitic, which means they will inhabit live trees, and they can actually cause what we refer to as core rot. Now remember when we did the sequence, you know, if we took the cross section of a tree, we've got the sapwood, we've got the heartwood. Now some of these trees, like knobthorn, slow growing, very dense heartwood, and these guys parasitize that. They actually decompose that. One of the very most efficient decomposers of lignin and cellulose, which is the main chemical components of wood and dead plant material especially. So again, coming back to the ecology of it, in this case, this particular one is very likely to be a parasitic type of bracket fungi, but you also find them on dead wood as well. But this is an interesting species. I'm not sure which one this is. I mean, there are many. There are many of them. It's almost like a little step ladder almost, eh? Growing on this very, very big knobthorn. I don't think it will kill the tree, but it could potentially weaken the structure of the tree by consuming the heartwood, which can cause the tree to eventually collapse. That could be the case. Remember, they don't do anything to the tree's artery system, the cambium, which is just beneath the bark, between the sapwood and the bark. It's still leafing, so the tree is not dead. It's still alive. This is very nice.
My name is Juan Pinto. I'm here for Safari Guide of the Year. I'm one of the judges. One of the categories in the competition is the walk, or the on-foot experience as you call it, and it's kind of the leveler. It's the experience that really is important for a guide to have, to be able to take people safely into the environment on a walk.
Good day, Lisa. Lisa wants to know if fungi have any benefit to elephants or giraffe. All right, probably not the fungi that you see growing on the ground. All right, so most of them are toxic. I've not yet seen them eating any fungi. However, fungi does play a vital role. Remember, fungi come in various different shapes and sizes. Some are even microscopic, and that goes for the elephant and giraffe. So there's an important community of fungi in their gut that helps ferment. Remember I said these type of fungi are very efficient in digesting cellulose and lignin, which is also what dry grass is made out of, most plants. So elephant and giraffe cannot digest it, so they need fungi, firstly, in their gut, as well as certain bacteria, even certain protozoa, to break that down for them. So that's where fungi is very important for those two species. Herbivores in general, there are some microscopic fungi that lives in their gut that aids, well, actually digests some of the plant material they consume. So those three, fungi, protozoa, and certain bacteria, generally referred to as gut fauna and flora, or there's actually a term for them, we call them flagellates. So there's the importance of fungi. Right, here's a little game path here. Some nice little sequence of Nydia pubescens. Remember we had the Nydia flower the other day. I just got a bit of an itch from my ticks. Beautiful flower, isn't it, eh? Nydia pubescens. We did speak about that flower a while back. So also want to be careful. This is where we saw those elephants earlier. So we're just going to investigate because I can smell them. So while we do that, let's go over to Liam, who's out on a bumble.
So we are just popping out on Gowrie Cutline now, just northeast of Gowrie Dam. I think we may check the water's edge, see if there's any activity. Maybe a couple of our reptile residents will show themselves. Yeah, and it is nearly time to wrap up for the morning. What an interesting morning it has been. Great to have Rex back again and coming back in style, showing us Kalumba straight off the bat like that. What a legend. But yeah, as we know, not all about the big stuff. It's been wonderful as well to look at a whole host of the finer things as well, from those bracket fungi to some cool birds, beautiful scenery. Sounds like success to me.
I've been fortunate to be working in the guiding industry for about 26 years now. I've also been fortunate enough to do 9 years of the 10 years as one of the judges, and the particular components that I do is the walking and the shooting exercises. If you're the winner, if you're going to be the winner, it's important to become an ambassador for the field guide industry and competitors in the future.
I'm receiving a question as to whether or not the 4 hippos from earlier are here. I can see at least 2, but we'll keep an eye on the hippo for any more movement. Now, what we do have is a number of Nile monitor lizards, the biggest lizard in Africa. These guys in some areas can get totally massive. I'd say just under 6 feet, 2 meters long. With a flattened tail, which is very useful in the water as a bit of a means of propulsion, helps to propel them along. But that tail is also one of their main lines of defense as well. If cornered on land, even by something like a young leopard, a monitor will curl that tail and whip it with such ferociousness, with such frequency that it can actually split skin. A serious whip. Yeah, so I believe there is at least one more hippo there. I did hear and see nostrils. At least 3. These monitor lizards are beautifully marked. The youngsters often more colorful than the adults. The adults tend to become a bit drab as they get older and older. But the one Johan is framed up on is gorgeous. Eleanor, thanks for your question. No, I actually can't think of even one reptile species that is slimy. Animals with moist skins are things like frogs and newts, salamanders. Those are all amphibians. Reptiles tend to be dry. Most snakes, lizards have very dry skin. The texture can vary. Something like a puff adder has highly keeled scales, very rough, quite scratchy. But something like a boomslang or a mamba, that's got very, very smooth scales. Smooth and cool, not wet, not slimy, not gross to touch at all. The lizards tend to have rougher skins. It's probably an adaptation for survival when that lizard actually bolts into a crevice in something like rocks. If a predator aims to pull it out by its tail, that rough skin acts as a bit of a grip. Helps to keep the lizard locked in place. More difficult to pull it out backwards. I've always had an enormously soft spot for reptiles. Ever since I was old enough to sort of grip things with my hands, to the horror of my mum and the lady who helped my mum to look after me, and my sister, dragging lizards and snakes and frogs and tortoises and all sorts of things into the house. Ella, the texture of a crocodile's skin, theirs is actually quite lovely. Their belly scales are very, very, very smooth. They feel probably something like very soft leather, but the upper side of a crocodile has highly keeled, very rough scales. It's almost like a dinosaur skin, quite knobbly and bumpy.
WildEarth have really inspired me to return to South Africa after having followed so many beautiful characters. This ticket to dream has given me a great opportunity to meet the WildEarth team, which I thank. They're all amazing. Well, I love all of the characters, but I do have a particular passion for leopards. It's a dream, and as I said before, I just keep on pinching myself. Am I really here?
I will say, though, for all of their positive attributes, these monitor lizards can be quite cannibalistic. So we don't often see youngsters in very close proximity to the large adults because there's some risk that they might become prey. The youngsters are quite adept at climbing into vegetation, up into trees, so they do their very best to stay out of the way of the big ones. Yeah, that drongo that's just flown right into the middle of shot there, desperate for his minute in the limelight. Quinn lizards on their backs. I don't think I've ever seen a live lizard on its back, no. Perhaps occasionally when they fight. No, I can't think of a definite memory where I've seen a lizard on its back. If you think about it, their underbelly is quite vulnerable. Often they've evolved denser scales down their spine to protect themselves. And the belly tends to be quite smooth. I think if they were to expose that belly, they'd be quite vulnerable to attack pecks from a bird or something like that. Yeah, there is a glorious species of lizard called an armadillo girdled lizard. That's worth a Google if you haven't seen it. That will curl itself up into a ball, resting on its back, but it is covered head to toe in these incredible spiky scales in all directions to protect both back and belly. So you will see that lizard on its back occasionally. Anyway, speaking of back, let's get back over to Rex and see what's shaking on his end.
Welcome back from Liam, where I decided to leave the Kalumba calves in the area where they are not easy to see now and then. But we get to Shortcut Galago here. I'm very, very concerned here. I've seen the tracks. It looked like it could be Tabangume. It's very fresh tracks. I'm judging this leopard is not far from the point where we are. It's coming away from the Shortcut Galago coming into this point. But there's no tracks here. What I will do, I'll continuously going on this road, coming back again on Shortcut Galago. I believe this leopard, it might be still walking from one road to another. If not, it might head off into the bush and continuously heading straight to the south along Shortcut Galago. You know, I love this male leopard called Tabangume. Very relaxed, very beautiful looking, but definitely is not tracks of Molowati. It looked like him that walked here. It looked like 20-25 minutes ago. I'm checking on top of the termite mound now and then. I'm so excited because I can read these tracks. It's very fresh.
We know that there's nothing worse than just as your favorite leopard is about to catch his first meal in 3 days, you are on the edge of your seat and up pops an advert. But as you know, a life without advertising would mean a very boring evening when you arrive home from work. Because WildEarth and most other media companies rely on advertising in order to fund our content. But we want to let you know that we hear you. And to show you how much we care about your experience in nature, you can watch WildEarth without the ads. Sign up to be an explorer and watch the channel on the WildEarth website completely ad-free. Head over to our Explorer page to find out more. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
Definitely there's no tracks of him here. We are tele-axis. So judging the tracks itself is very fresh. I love him. Tabangume is always like to move in certain areas all the time. It doesn't change quite a lot. unless if he spotted something that is really interesting on hunting, he will follow up on that. But he likes to cross Ops Road to the west or coming along shortcut Galago towards Reptile axis. Not me, but I had on radio communication earlier on, looked like one of the game drive vehicle was heading on that direction, but due to the Kalumba sighting, everyone wanted to see Kalumba. Yes, the tracks here, very fresh. It came in here. Let's just look at here. It went in the bush. You can tell, let me show you if I have an opportunity. I don't know what you can see there, PK. This leopard has been here. You see the tracks there. It's been here very fresh. And we'll be taking this opportunity linked to Liam, who's having a special bed.
Best of luck to Rex with those Tavangumi tracks. We've bumped into something really special as well. Just as we came around the corner here, on our way back to camp, we bumped into a large male southern ground hornbill, all on his own. He fluttered up, so we, thought we may have lost him, but he perched very obligingly, facing into the good light, here in this medium-sized marula tree. He may be off though. Hippo's honking behind us. There he goes. Fantastic. Nice to see those characteristically white primary feathers as this bird landed on the ground. They do obviously have the ability to fly, but they are largely terrestrial in pursuit of prey, specializing in killing things more difficult for other birds to eat, things like tortoises, snakes, occasionally even the chicks and eggs of ground birds, baby scrub hares, highly opportunistic.
The Safari Guide of the Year 2022 is approaching us rapidly. This year, we'll be heading to Bushwise Field Guides at the Southern African Wildlife College from the 27th June till the 2nd of July. We will soon meet all our contestants who are vying for the prize of being the very best of the best, and the judges who will put them through their paces. Join me, Steve Falconbridge, as we dream it, guide it, win it.
If you would like to be a part of the team that shares the wildebeest migration in Kenya live on WildEarth, then we have some great news for you. There are a few places left to join our expeditions in August and September this year. You'll be staying in an exclusive tented camp with ensuite bedrooms nestled in the riverine woodlands of the Talek River. Head over to our website to book your bucket list experience today. WildEarth Expeditions. Travel with purpose.
So, Whitemane, a great question. There's a few very subtle distinguishing factors between the sexes of the southern ground hornbill, but you need to look at that red fleshy thing on their throat, more specifically right on their lower jaw, quite close to the base, kind of where it meets their neck. In a female, on either side, there's a big patch of blue. Kind of tucked into a bit of a divot, but if you look with a pair of binoculars, you can usually see. If there's any blue at all, it's a female. If it's exclusively red, you can almost guarantee that's going to be an adult male. Very, very, very subtle though. I love those ground hornbills. I think they're real characters. And thankfully, through the protection of their habitats, their populations finally seem to be rising in the Greater Kruger. Sightings are even becoming more and more regular here in the Sabi Sands. Top question, absolutely. What an iconic African sound, that ground hornbill call. And it has actually given rise to their name in many of the local languages. In Shangaan, it's Ngututu, which comes from the sound that they make, ooh-tutu. Yeah, very, very cool. Sometimes mistaken at a bit of a distance for a carrying lion call. But it is very distinctively the southern ground hornbill. So in about 2 minutes, we're going to be wrapping up the show for this morning. Yeah, we would love to thank all of you that chose to join us live on another amazing adventure from the heart of the Lowveld Wilderness today. But wait, there's more. We will be back out live again this afternoon, so please come back in and have a look. Hopefully we've got even more action-packed content to show you a bit later on. As I always say, the possibilities are totally endless. Yeah, what a pleasure it has been to drive you around. Monkey Boo Boo, you are most welcome, and we hope to hear from you this afternoon. So from Peter, Johan and myself, as well as the rest of the team at large, thanks once again. Have a nice day. See you later.